Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Showers and thunderstorms will continue along the southeast coast as onshore flow brings repeated rounds of rain, especially in Florida, through at least the weekend. High surf and dangerous rip currents are expected along the east coast. Out west, Pacific fronts will bring periodic showers and cooler than normal temperatures through midweek. Meanwhile, the plains and Midwest remain unseasonably hot. The highs in the 80s and 90s through the end of the week. Closer to home, dry weather continues across southern New Mexico through the week. Temperatures are going to climb 5 to 8 degrees above normal by tomorrow. Skies are going to be mostly clear with light southerly winds becoming slightly breezy over the weekend as a weak upper-level trough moves in. Fire danger remains low with good ventilation and only minor humidity drops expected through Sunday. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information for Wednesday, October 1st. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 70, Highway 380, Highway 54, Owen Road, 90 Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open all day.
A political forum featuring all Alamogordo mayoral candidates was held last night. We heard from mayoral candidate Sharon McDonald.
I'm so glad for the participation of the public and the candidates that showed up. So it shows concern on both sides. Everyone there was respectful and made it an enjoyable evening getting to know, each other's perspective on our issues, concerns, and tasks to help our city grow and prosper. So we at least have the same mindset. We're all wanting Alamogordo to grow and be better.
Candidates for city districts were also on hand. Help's available for airmen, guardians, and families during the shutdown. Military and Family Readiness Centers and the Air Force Aid Society can assist with rent, food, childcare, and emergency expenses. Some banks like USAA and Navy Federal may advance pay. TRICARE Healthcare continues without interruption. And furloughed workers may apply for unemployment. For details, visit whitehouse.gov/OMB/agency-contingency-plans. Alamogordo Police are welcoming Hilton Chapman as the city's new communications manager. Chapman is a 15-year Air Force veteran, was stationed in Alamogordo back in 2015, and chose to make it home. He's now taking charge of rebuilding and leading the city's 911 communications center. Chapman says when you call 911, you deserve the best, and that's what his team will deliver. Before this role, he served as deputy director of the Tularosa Basin Regional Dispatch Authority. Well, today is National Coffee with a Cop Day. It's happening from 9 until 11 at 4 Otero Grounds inside the Worship Center, 801 East 10th Street. It's a relaxed way to chat with officers from the Otero County Sheriff's Office, the Alamogordo Police Department, U.S. Border Patrol, and New Mexico State Police. This is proudly hosted in partnership with the Sacramento Mountains Foundation. Well, there's a protest happening this weekend. We heard from Shara Atkinson.
It's a basic core group. There's about 15 of us who have been there. We have been doing this since February. Every weekend there's been some sort of a presence. I think the one weekend it rained, we didn't have anybody. But other than that, there's been a presence at the corner of 10th and White Sands since President's Day in February. Our next nationally sponsored event will be October 18th, and it's going to be No King's Day #2. We've already had one No King's Day. We're going to say it again. We don't have kings in the United States. And it's at the same location, 10th and White Sands, from 10 to 12. You're certainly, you can stay afterwards, but we just normally do from 10 to 12. And we get a lot of support from people driving by and honking, and we really enjoy doing this. It's a way to say we're still not happy.
Isn't it true that FDR and Obama used more executive actions than Trump did, making them even more of kings?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that. I was wondering that myself. I just wanted to know how many executive orders that Trump has issued, because he's pumping them out like crazy. I'd have to do some research on that, but I don't know for sure.
The route's going to be on 10th and White Sands as normal. Mark your calendars for National Night Out in Otero County. It's a free family night event featuring a live concert with country Texas rising star Brian Mars. That's Tuesday, October 14th from 4:30 until 8:30 at the Otero County Fairgrounds. Come out for music, fun, and community partnerships with law enforcement. Admission is free. Well, today is Wednesday. That means we need to check in with Olivia. and see what's happening at the Laluz Ag Market.
Fall is in the air, and the Laluz Ag Market is ready to make your season unforgettable. Imagine the aroma of freshly baked apple pies and rich, spiced pumpkin pies. Flavors that turn a crisp October day into something truly special. This Saturday, you'll find farm-fresh eggs, creamy raw milk, and sourdough bread baked to perfection. Add in a pie or two, and you've got the perfect way to welcome autumn to your table. And it's not just about the food. Our vendors are bringing handmade autumn crafts, perfect for cozy decorating or thoughtful gifts. From rustic woodwork to warm knitted goods, you'll discover treasures that make October feel even more magical. The Laluz Ag Market, where every visit feels like home and every flavor tastes like fall. Join us this Saturday and celebrate the best of October right here in Laluz. We're easy to find, located at 7298 Highway 5470, right between the two pistachio farms. Want the latest updates and to see what our vendors bring each week? Follow us on Facebook at Laluz Agricultural Market. Come out this Saturday and celebrate October with us right here in Laluz.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. Now in Pumpkin Spice.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the big Lies news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Adopting a teen was more fulfilling and rewarding than we ever thought it would be. We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
And I'm going to call it what it is. It's fascism, and ICE is acting like the KKK. And we've got to stop our local police, our state police. We've got to stop those employees who are collaborating with ICE. We've got to stop them, and we've got to make our laws stronger so that we protect ourselves. Because when they're done coming after our immigrant community, they're going to start picking everybody else off as well.
Steve Hebby, the president of the New Mexico Police Chiefs Association, is demanding an apology from Democratic Representative Eleanor Chavez after she compared ICE and local law enforcement to the KKK during a legislative hearing.
As a law enforcement leader who has repeatedly trooped down to Santa Fe to try and do things, to try and educate our legislators on the challenges that our men and women in blue face, to listen to one of our elected state representatives equate New Mexico law enforcement officers as collaborationists with fascists, collaborationists with the KKK. It is patently untrue. It is completely offensive. It maligns every single one of our officers that daily are out here in New Mexico trying to keep our streets safe.
Police leaders say her remarks are false and offensive, undermining the dedication of officers who work daily to keep communities safe. The Anthony Police Department confirmed that they do not participate in ICE raids either. Hebby and House Republicans are calling on Chavez to retract her statements immediately. McKinley County District Attorney Bernadine Martin is asking for 30 more days to respond to a request for her removal by New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres. The AG alleges Martin has consistently failed in her duties, including dismissing major criminal cases such as rape and at least one murder case, letting accused offenders go free. Martin says that she's overwhelmed, handling roughly 600 cases as the county's sole prosecutor. The New Mexico Supreme Court has ordered her to turn over case records, and the investigation continues. New Mexico lawmakers kick off a special session today, largely to address federal funding gaps, Medicaid, and health policy. Democrats plan nearly $180 million in state spending to offset lost federal dollars. Republicans say critical issues like crime, juvenile reform, and medical malpractice are being ignored. Republican Representative Alan Martinez of Rio Rancho.
I've always maintained that special sessions should be held for emergency situations. What's the biggest emergency facing New Mexico? The fact that New Mexicans don't feel safe.
GOP leaders warn the state's malpractice system is driving doctors out, leaving patients with fewer options and higher costs, blaming trial lawyers and Democratic leadership for blocking reform. As federal lawmakers debate the release of the Epstein files, New Mexico Democratic Representative Andrea Romero plans to introduce a bill to create a state truth-finding commission. She spoke with KRQE.
We want to understand the abuses that occurred, what allowed for it, and certainly give an opportunity for those survivors to come forward who suffered at the hands of clear perpetrators and the various institutions who we know have been able to perpetrate numerous crimes in our state.
The commission will investigate the assaults of Jeffrey Epstein at the Zorro Ranch near Santa Fe and could lead to changes in the state's sex offender laws. Romero wants subpoena power for witnesses and hopes recovered funds from Epstein-linked banks will support both the commission and survivor resources. Critics question state-level involvement in a federal investigation. A new study ranks New Mexico 7th in the nation for the longest time homes sit on the market, averaging 66 days. In Albuquerque, many homes over 300,000 linger for more than 100 days. Brandon Posen, a real estate agent and qualifying broker for HomeWise in Albuquerque, spoke with KOAT.
Depends on price range. If we have something that is $350,000 or over, it's more likely to sit on the market if you're not priced just correctly.
Realtors say affordability is a major problem, with home prices around 5 times the median income. Rising interest rates have slowed demand, though lower-priced homes are still moving. Experts advise sellers to price realistically and market well, while homeowners with good mortgages may be better off holding on to your property. New Mexico's first community solar plant is now running in Valencia County. Dylan Connolly, the Director of Commercial Solar Development with Affordable Solar, spoke with KOB.
People get to subscribe, and it's not only about the environmental benefits that we're providing by having a solar project here, it's also about real savings for households in need.
The 30-acre site has over 14,000 panels feeding power into PNM's grid. Half of the energy is reserved for low-income households who are promised around an 18% cut in their electric bills. No credit check required. Backers say the project proves solar doesn't have to be a rich man's game. Critics, however, warn that subsidies and mandates driving these projects ultimately shift costs onto other ratepayers. El Paso Electric has flipped the switch on the new Milagro Solar and Storage Project in Donna Ana County. The site pairs 150 megawatts of solar with 75 megawatts of battery storage, enough to power 60,000 homes. Supporters say it will cut emissions and add $18 million in local tax revenue. Critics warn these large-scale green projects don't come free, since subsidies and grid mandates can push hidden costs back on the ratepayers who are already struggling with rising utility bills. New Mexico State University has broken ground on a $15 million film and television soundstage in Las Cruces. The 36,000-square-foot complex promises internships for students and millions in new spending, with state subsidies helping foot the bill. Supporters tout it as a win for education and the local economy. Skeptics point out that New Mexico's heavy film incentives often leave taxpayers holding the bag, propping up Hollywood while struggling families see little to no direct relief. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, that just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 6 matches for New Mexico volleyball today. Nothing in the local area. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies. Mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 84, low tonight of 62, high tomorrow, 86 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny today, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, high today of 64, low tonight of 44, high tomorrow, 65 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org. And you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting KALHradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes this Wednesday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.